What if I told you the wisdom that we could derive from a story about a simple 1 gallon bucket of fresh blackberries was worth more than all of the cryptocurrencies in all of the world? Would you believe me? Well, in this video, we're going to prove just that. I'm sure there's people already down in the comments section typing. Just wait. The cryptocurrency collapse continues. About a month ago, I made a video counseling people, get out. The scam is up. The game is over. And most of the world has figured it out. If you had listened, and you were into cryptocurrency at that time, for every $100 that you had at that time, if you pulled it out, I saved you $20. For every 1,000, over 180. Is it worth $1 to you? I've had people come to my Patreon and say, thank you, Florida Maquis. I listened to you, and I saved myself a ton of money. There were people involved in cryptocurrency that had tens of thousands of dollars. And they pulled their money, and they are very, very glad they did. Because this is what's coming as of 2021. Over 50 countries have bans on cryptocurrency. Well, the crypto pirates are going to come back with, but there's over 200 countries in the world. These 50 countries represent over half the population of the planet. Over 3 billion people. And more regulation is coming. More bans are coming. The scam is up. The game is over. This is why, and we've explained this in detail over at Patreon for one refundable $1 a month. Ask your crypto pirate friends if they're expecting refunds. They won't be getting them. They won't even be getting their principal back. It's even less than that. If you sign up for an entire year, it's like $10 and some change. And believe me, down in the comments, there's going to be a lot of people that will tell you it is for sure worth it. It is absolutely worth it. We've been able to partner with Vimeo so that we can circumvent the censors here on Google, here on YouTube, and tell you the unvarnished truth. Florida Maquis, you mentioned a bucket of blackberries. I did. Since you think you're so smart, what are you investing in? You're looking at it. Every elderly person in the state of Florida is a wealth of knowledge and experience and wisdom. Libraries of Alexandria. Every time we lose one, the loss is incalculable. If you want to invest in something that's going to change your life, invest in wisdom. Invest in knowledge. The Bible has many scriptures about it. It's not something you can really hold in your hand, but it'll increase the values of the things that you do hold in your hand. And if you would like to hear proof of this, there is an amazing 9-minute and 48-second video from the Patriot nurse from 20 June 2013. Going to be 9 years old this year. Great Depression Survival Lessons, Pappaw Speaks is the name of the video. The amount of wealth, of wisdom in this video is just beyond anything. It is 9 minutes and 48 seconds of gold. I would highly recommend everyone go listen to the whole thing. I'm going to play a very tiny snippet here of something that he says that is incredibly instructive, and we're going to dedicate the rest of the video to it.
It was rough. And it didn't break till after World War II. Really.
What do you...
Because during the war, everything was rationed.
Okay.
And if you had money, you couldn't buy nothing much. So $50 a month.
Did you catch that? If you had money, you couldn't buy nothing much with it. You see, it didn't matter what the price on the shelf was or what some cryptocurrency clearinghouse said that your currency was worth or your dollars were worth. The only things that had actual worth at that time were actual things. He says in one part, "But I've sold many a gallon bucket of big red tomatoes for a dime, and I picked blackberries for 15 cents a gallon." You could give 35 to 40 cents for a dozen eggs. You could buy a pound of coffee for 29 cents. We'd use kerosene for light. You could buy it for 10 cents a gallon. But then he talks about his grandfather drawing an old age pension of only $8. Pardon me there for one moment. But he says we never went hungry, even with the only $8 coming in when he was a teenager. You see, money wasn't all that important. He said you couldn't buy anything with it because there were people just not willing to sell certain things. See, that's where this bucket of blackberries comes in. See, he talks about blackberries for 15 cents a gallon. Well, what if blackberries, say, next week were worth 18 cents a gallon? What if the week after that they were worth 22 cents a gallon? What if they got up to 30 cents a gallon? You see, that could get you 3 gallons of kerosene. Or you could just take a partial gallon and go get the 1 gallon and you'd still have blackberries. You'd still have something to eat. You see, currencies are deceptive. You see, 1 gallon of blackberries has a certain static amount of nutrition. It will feed you for a certain amount of time. That never changes. The relative amount of currency needed, however, can change wildly based on speculators. And if you have something and you don't know if you can replace those blackberries, it doesn't matter if it was $1.50. If that was the only bucket of blackberries you had to eat, to feed your family with, you ain't selling it for nothing. Because you can't eat money. You can't even eat kerosene. See, we're so used to going to the store and having everything there be labeled in a certain currency. This is the real key here to surviving. To not assign currency values to anything. What is it worth to you in the real world at that moment in time? If you can't replace it, your family needs it, you don't have any other source for it, there's no way to assign a currency value to it because the currency that you would trade for it will be worthless. Currencies during depressions are for luxury items. Period. That's all currencies are good for. Some people say, well, I'm going to trade this and cigarettes and bullets and whatever. Don't count on it. Don't count on it. We've been spoiled, is the idea here. We've been spoiled. And here's another image that's a perfect example of this. Now, full disclosure, this is my car. I've been getting email after email after email from car dealers wanting me to go trade it in. And every email offers just a little bit more over Blue Book. A little bit more over Blue Book. See, the price is going up and up and up and up in the markets. So I ask myself, why would I trade it away? Why would I trade it away today, knowing that 2 weeks from now it's going to be worth more? And even a month after that, why would I trade it away? Now, the car itself is still the car itself. It's got 4 wheels, it's got an engine, it's got a place to sit, it's got a steering wheel. It hasn't changed. The only thing that's changed is the currency. This is why currencies are deceptive and of Caesar. All of them. Real things, real goods, are worth things. And the ability to create those things and get those things is worth its weight in gold. That's why wisdom from old folks who've been through something, who understand this kind of stuff, is worth far more. It's the whole, give me a fish I eat for a day, teach me to fish and I eat for a lifetime. How about living someplace year-round where you can grow food? What's that worth to you? And no, it ain't Iowa, and no, it ain't Missouri, and no, it ain't Michigan, and it's not anywhere out up there right now. Even Tennessee just got slammed with feet of snow. But in Florida, go to the Florida Maquis Communities tab and look at the most recent picture of the farmer's market with fresh strawberries and apples and broccoli and peppers and onions and tomatoes as far as the eye can see. Year round. Is that worth something to you? Is that worth something to you? In a depression, when you're going hungry, when you're going without. See, currencies don't matter. That's the real wisdom. Currencies don't matter. Because when things start to run out, people are going to want to hold on to things that really have value, just like my car. It doesn't matter how much currency they give me for it. It's not replaceable with the currency. Because I could take the money, and then maybe they give me another vehicle or a good deal in a trade-in. But a month from now, the vehicle that I gave them would be worth even more. Real goods are going up. Cryptocurrencies are collapsing. The ability to access these things, the wisdom to know how to find them, the wisdom to be someplace in close proximity to them, is worth more than any currency out there. As is this. Fresh air, exercise, water, rest, good diet, and sunshine, all things that are hallmarks of Florida. Now, is it worth $1 to you? Invest in your elders. Invest in wisdom and knowledge. Take your time and listen. They will bring you multiplied wealth over and over and over again for the rest of your life. Just with what they know. And they'll love to share it. They absolutely do. Once again, Patriot Nurse, thank you for doing this. Worth its weight in gold. Great Depression Survival Lessons. Pappaw, Pappaw, Pappaw Speaks. That should get you there. And I'll leave it there. God bless. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.